corruption that has plagued our beloved party under the leadership of Barrister Julius Abure, the national chairman of our party. As the national treasurer, I am constrained to come before you and the public today because the internal mechanism of our party has failed woefully to bring Barrister Julius Abure to account for his brazen abuse of office and misappropriation of party funds. His appetite for power has grown unchecked, and he has deliberately undermined my duties and authorities as stipulated in the party's constitution. Since assuming office in 2021, Barrister Abure has engaged in series of actions that not only undermine the principles upon which our party was founded, but also constitute grave violation of trust and responsibility. His tenure has been marred by forgery, embezzlement, and corrupt enrichment, all at the expense of the party and its members. He has unilaterally depleted the party's accounts, often through fraudulent means, including forging the signature of our predecessor and our late national chairman, Alhaji Abdul Salam, immediately after his demise. One of the most alarming aspects of Barrister Julius Abure's conduct is his repeated denial of my access to the party's financial record and bank accounts. Despite my role as national treasurer and custodian of our party's fund, banks and accounting records, I have been systematically prohibited from fulfilling my duties, including accessing essential information and bank statements necessary for proper financial oversight. This deliberate obstruction not only hinders my ability to carry out my responsibility, but also raises serious questions about the chairman's transparency and accountability. Under Mr. Abure's watch, over 3.5 billion naira was raised from the sale of forms from 2023 general elections. However, apart from the proceeds of the sales of forms from his home state Edo, which was diverted to Mr. Abure's private account, he only declared 55 million naira to me as treasurer of the over 3.5 billion naira raised, pocketing the rest for himself. During off-cycle elections in several states last year, the party raised around 958 million naira from nomination forms and donations. These funds have completely vanished under the watch of Abure, with zero paper trail. While on a fundraising tour in the United States of America, August last year, Mr. Abure and his cronies raised hundreds of thousands of dollars from the party's diaspora community. To date, he has not declared a single dollar to me or the NWC, essentially stealing donations meant for the party's development. Indeed, not a single cent from donations raised or received was ever paid into the party's accounts. The chairman regularly siphons money from the party's account through unauthorized transfers to prosy individuals, including junior unsuspecting administrative staff at our national secretariat, as well as special purpose vehicles owned by himself or his wife and other family members. To conceal his financial crimes from the authorities, Barrister Abure doctored audit reports in 2023 and tried to bribe me severally. First with money, then a new car and a new house to rectify his financial statements. I rejected his bribes and obstructions of my duties as the national treasurer. Indeed, Labour Party remains the only major political party that has failed to submit an audit report of our financial activities for 2022-2023 to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Evidence suggests the national chairman has sunk his roots into various choice properties in Nigeria and Europe. When he assumed office in 2021, Mr. Abure was practically destitute. His financial position essentially remained the same until 2022, following the entry of His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi into the Labour Party. Today, Mr. Abure owns multiple high-end real estate in Abuja, Benin, Uromi, and Italy, whose value runs into hundreds of millions, if not billions of naira. To the best of my knowledge, he did not own a single property prior to 2022 and lived in a squalid condition. For many months now, I have persistently demanded financial transparency and accountability from Mr. Julius Abure, all to no avail. I have repeatedly requested for bank statements and transaction notification to be sent directly to my office as treasurer, all of which have fallen on deaf ears. All calls for appointment of reputable external auditors to evaluate and report on the party's financial activities have been vehemently rejected by Barrister Julius Abure. He has clearly breached public trust and serially flouts our party's constitution. I must also address National Chairman's attempt to cover up his financial malfeasance through the fabrication of audit reports and the coercion of party officials, including myself, into compliance. His action not only undermined the integrity of our party, but also betrayed the trust of the Nigerian people who look up to us for principled leadership and ethical governance. Mr. Abure, National Chairman, has brought immense shame and controversy to our great party. His conduct has completely violated the trust placed in him by party members and obedient movement at large. Essentially, he may have single-handedly jeopardized our chances in past and upcoming election due to his penchant for embezzlement and financial misappropriation. I urged Mr. Abure to immediately answer the following questions. 1. Provide documentation for the 3.5 billion naira raised for the sale of forms for the 2023 election and why Edo State proceeds went into private accounts. 2. Account for the 958 million naira raised from off-cycle elections in 2023. Provide paper trails and documentary evidence of adherence to due process. 3. Declare every single dollar raised from the 2023 U.S. fundraising tour and provide documentation on where donations were warehoused and how same was appropriated. 4. Explain the source of funds for properties bought in Nigeria and abroad between 2022 and 2023. Provide paper evidence. 5. Allow me unfettered access to party account and record as national treasurer of the party. 6. Submit an independent forensic audit of our party's finances to be conducted by a reputable international firm. 7. Explain why he has deliberately undermined my authority and flouted the Labour Party constitution. 8. Provide evidence that he has not abused his office and personal enrichment through theft, money laundering, and abuse of power. Labour Party belongs to its broad membership, not a single power-drunk individual. I urge Mr. Julius Abure to do the honourable thing and submit himself to a transparent process that will restore confidence, trust, integrity in our party's financial dealings. I sincerely hope the National Chairman seizes this opportunity to clear the air. Our loyal supporters deserve nothing less. Accordingly, I call upon Mr. Julius Abure to come clean and be held accountable for his actions. I demand that he immediately relinquish his stranglehold on the party's finances and allow me to carry out my constitutional assigned duties without interference. Labour Party was founded on the principles of justice, equity, and integrity, and it is incumbent upon all of us to behold these values in the face of corruption and abuse of power. I equally urge all members of the Labour Party, including His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, and the Nigerian public to stand with me in demanding accountability and transparency from our chairman, Mr. Julius Abure. We cannot allow the action of a few individuals to tarnish the hard-earned reputation of our party or undermine the trust of the people we serve. It is time for change, and I stand ready to fight for the principle that defines us as a party and as a nation. In conclusion, I reiterate my demand for Mr. Abure to fully account for every naira and dollar raised under his tenure. Nothing less than full transparency and accountability will suffice. Labour Party represents the dreams and aspirations of millions of Nigerians yearning for good and responsible governance. We cannot afford to fail them. Thank you for your time. I will now take few questions. Thank you.